Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 1 p.m. here in Crystal Lake, Illinois. That means it's time for another live stream. Today is Friday, February 3rd, 2023. For a minute there, I was going to do it. I was going to say that it was February 2nd, 2023, and I was going to keep saying it was February 2nd, 2023 for like the next 4 or 5 live streams. But I was like, do I still like Groundhog Day jokes? And I was like, I don't know. I was going to do it. And then as I was about to say it, I was like, no, I'm going to go with February 3rd. So it's February 3rd, 2023. But I do want to recognize that it was Groundhog Day yesterday, a holiday that I wouldn't care about, except for the fact that I really love that movie. I think it's a really good movie. And I usually watch it once a year, right around this time of year. And maybe I'll do that this weekend. Maybe we'll find time to do that. But right now, that's something for later. Right now, it's time for the live stream. Let's have everyone listening in on the podcast on the audio only version. Hopefully, you guys are having a good run out there right now. Hopefully, you guys are staying warm. I know for a lot of the country, we're all under like wind chill advisories. I went out there for a run today. It was cold. It was very cold, but I had a good audiobook. I finished Lauren Fleshman's book, Good for a Girl. Really good book. I thoroughly enjoyed that. And then I listened to the Believe in the Run podcast, The Drop. Listen to them talk about Karen of the Gate. It's a hilarious story. You guys are gonna have to listen to that podcast to if you don't know what that is already. But that was my run. Hopefully you guys had a good run too. And everyone that's watching the YouTube later but not live, welcome to you guys. Maybe you had dinner, cleaned up, and like picked up some packages today and are opening packages yourself. We could do like a joint package opening. So if you're at home and watching this, either live or not live, if you're watching this now, go get your packages. We'll open all our mail together. We could do that because I got a bunch of packages here and I'm going to do my best not to show anyone's address, mine or the sender's, but we'll get through some of those packages in just a second. Let's see who we got in the chat. We've got Timothy Wright. He thinks I got a package from Brooks Trail, possibly Puma, and Atreyu. Those are good guesses. One of those is wrong. Energy Runner says, are Atreyu shoes any good? I'm a fan. Some of them are a little on the thin side for me. I love the artist. The base model tends to be a little bit on the thin side. I could use a little bit more stack height. The Atreyu Trail, I like as a road shoe. So like that has a little bit more cushion underneath. So I like that one. Michelle DeMaio says boxes. I like that avatar you got here, a little Wonder Woman. And Brandon Palmer says afternoon all. Martha gives a wave, and Leona is here for the unboxing. All right. Quick programming note. Monday, I'm not gonna have a live stream Monday. So after today, the next time I see you guys will be on Tuesday. And the reason for that is my wife's leaving for town, really long work trip. And I'm having my parents come to help out while my wife's gone. I don't really need them to come. The kids are pretty old and not pretty old, but like they're older and they're independent. And my schedule's a little bit more flexible than it used to be. But we've got this extra room in our house now. And it's just a nice way for my parents to be able to like have an excuse to kind of spend more time and with the kids specifically, because I feel like grandparents interact with the grandchildren differently when we're around, so like I feel like it'll be good for everybody. So they're gonna come. I gotta pick them up from the airport, so there will be no live stream Monday. All right. Dark Kick says that Karen of the Gate is a great story. Yeah, it is. And guys, you should check out the Believe in the Run podcast from this week because that is a fun story because that lady was so grumpy and she was literally gatekeeping, which is even worse if she's someone that works for that park. She's literally gatekeeping people from going to the park. Anyway. All right. Duke BB22 says, Co, can you recommend a soft max cushion shoe? I already have the New Balance More version 4. If you need something softer than the More version 4, I'm not really sure where else to take you. Because I feel like that's one of the softer ones that's out there. But I will say that I think, and I was going to run in it today, but I had a feeling the trail that I was going to run on was not going to be plowed, and it was not. So it wouldn't have been a good choice to run on in the snow. But I was going to run in the Glide Ride 3, which I like. The Nimbus 25, I also like. That just came out yesterday, the day before yesterday, February 1st. But I think that the Glide Ride 3 is a little bit squishier, but it's not as tall. So like if like you need a lot of stack because maybe you're a bigger, heavier runner, then I think the Glide Ride 3 you might bottom out it. But for someone like me, I feel like the Glide Ride 3 squishes quite a bit, but it is like a lower-ish stack height shoe. So that could be one. The Bondi takes a while to get nice. You know, like out of the box, I never loved the Bondi. And I don't like having to break in shoes, but that shoe definitely changes over time. I wouldn't say it breaks in, but break in's not the right word. But the way I think about like the Bondi, it's like Teva. I always call it Teva, but I think it's called Teva, the sandal company, which is like a sister brand to Hoka. I wore those they have like thong flip flops that I used to wear in college. You would get them for like $30. And when you first got them, it was like a slab of foam. But after like a month of wearing them every day, there would be like an indentation of your foot. And that's when it got real nice. Bondis are kind of the same way. So that might be another one to look at. So Burnett Alcohol says, what's going on? I just got a pair of Nike Trail 4 GTX for $76. That's nice. Nike's having a sale that ends tomorrow. I did make a Nike purchase yesterday, which was hard for me to do because I'm listening to Lauren Fleshman's book and she's talking about how crappy of a company Nike was. So I'm like, I don't love doing this. Timing's not great, but I did run in the Nike Trail 4 GTX today. It was a really nice snow shoe. I'm running on packed snow, but it's packed like snowmobile packed snow. That's what I also ran in yesterday. I ran in the Tecton X. That was, so both shoes were like, had just the right amount of like tread for that. So I've been running in that. The purchase that I made on Nike, I'll let you guys know. I'll let you guys know about one. I bought 2 shoes. One of them which was on sale, quite a nice discount. And then the other one was the Invincible 3. And I'll mention that just because everyone's been asking me what I think about the Invincible 3, especially since it came out the day after the Nimbus 25. I did order it, and I want to say that it's not on purpose. Because like I tried to order the Streak Fly when it first came out. Order went through, and then Nike canceled the order. And then it never like, it was just like, it wasn't like your order's delayed. It's just, you can't have, it was like, we're canceling your order. And I'm like, I'm sure it was all automated. It's some robot point of sale or like supply chain system thing, inventory system thing. And it's just like, we don't know when more inventory is coming, so just cancel orders. But it kind of felt personal, which is fine. That be fair. But I tried to order the Invincible 3. Lots of people were able to buy the Invincible 3 without problem. Lots of people already have their Invincible 3s because usually Nike does like 2-day free shipping for like new releases. And I did sign into like my Nike.com account because I still have one. I bought the 2 shoes, and each of the each of the 2 shoes shows as not being able to ship for 2 weeks. So my estimated delivery time for my Invincible 3s is February 15th. February 15th. It's hard not to take it personally, but I don't know. All right, let's get to the first package. We'll go from like kind of smaller to bigger. So this is the first one. I don't know if you can see it. It's from Nutrisense, and I don't know what it. I know what it is, but like I don't know what the packaging is going to be like. The box says, "Discover and reach your health potential." I don't know if you guys are familiar with some of these. I actually had a conversation with Megan Featherston about it after the live stream last week. After we had finished, we were just chatting for a little bit afterwards, and I think she just tested one as well. And so this is funny. So here's the sticker that goes with it. And what it is, it's a continuous glucose monitor. So it's one of those things. Oh boy, I knocked the microphone and now everything's crazy. You put the thing, it like sticks to your arm, and then you put a piece of thing over it so it doesn't fall out and all that stuff. So I'm going to test it. But the thing about like the continuous glucose monitors, all those companies that are trying to market this stuff to like athletes, in order to avoid like years and years of FDA testing, they're just kind of like tweaking Freestyle Libres. So this is like the Freestyle Libre version. I mean, they just sent me a Freestyle Libre box. I mean, it's not even like a Nutrisense box. All I got was a Nutrisense sticker, and it's a Freestyle Libre. And they had to like get my name and everything because someone had to prescribe it to me. So some information about the sensor, their app, and we'll start doing some continuous glucose monitoring testing. so I can look all fancy. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it. So I have one arm, I'll have the sweat patch, and the other arm, I'll have the continuous glucose monitor. And then I'm just going to show up to, I'm going to pull a Tommy runs and show up and pull up to a Planet Fitness and just crank out a workout. But that's that. That's what that is. All right. Yeah. Luke Line says the continuous glucose monitors were born from the diabetes industry. Yes, certainly. That's where they came from. I first saw one on a Disney cruise. I was like, we were swimming, and like I saw a woman have one, and I was like, what's that on her arm? And then she tapped her phone to it, and then she was looking at the number, and I was like, oh, she's testing something. What is she testing? I don't know what that is. What would that be? And I was like, I bet you that's a diabetes thing. So I could tell. All right. Let's see. Stevie says it looks like a nicotine patch. I don't think nicotine patches look like that, do they? No, nicotine patches are like look like something different. Adriel says he has one. Oh, okay. Cool. I'm interested to see what the results are. I thought it would be like, I thought I'd be able to like look at my sugars like on my watch, but they said that this gen of the Freestyle Libre does not allow that. They said like a subsequent, like the next coming model will have closer to real-time data, but I don't know. But we'll see. I think it'll be interesting to see like, you know, what happens like in the moments before I feel like I need to take a gel, what happens immediately after I take a gel, what happens like 20 minutes after I take a gel. You know, it'll be nice to know like how long from like ingestion to like sugar spike is there. Because I usually end up taking a gel at like mile 23 or 24 of the marathon. And like, is that just purely mental, or am I actually getting a physiological benefit? That's the kind of thing that I'm looking to see. Yeah, Frank says it would be nice to get that kind of same sort of tech for lactate. For me, as someone that loves threshold training, like that's the thing that I want. I want to do a threshold. I want to do a lactate test, but I do not want to do the lactate testing. I don't want to prick the ear or my finger and like be standing on the side of a track, dripping with sweat, trying to catch my breath and like figuring this thing out. Like I saw, what's his name? Mo Katir on a Sweat Elite video doing that for one of his workouts. And then I saw Athlete Special workout doing that on a workout. I think it wasn't Sarah Vaughn. It was another marathoner in Boulder that I saw doing it for another Sweat Elite workout. So I've been seeing a lot of people doing it. I've been watching a lot of Steven Scullion's videos, and he does a lot of lactate testing. I'm like, I want to try that just to see. I have a feeling I'm probably doing my threshold work a little bit too hard, but I'd like to know that for sure. But if I had a way I could do it without like pricking myself, I'd like that. Yeah, Adam says like for the sugars, they said there's a study showing that rinsing your mouth with a carb drink helps. There's strong neural connections from the taste buds. Yeah, like they're like, oh, sugar's coming. It's okay to release some from the bloodstream, kind of thing. Yeah, I've heard of that stuff too. You know. So that's why I'm wondering, is that why I like taking the gel? But I also feel like I don't throw up, and I do feel like I don't know if it helps. There's just a lot of stuff going on at mile 23. You know what I mean? Ryan Tiermatis wants to know if I'm running with the new Stride. I don't have the new Stride. I only have the old one. I have Gen 1. So there's Gen 1, there's the Wind one, and then there's another new one, right? I'm still on Gen 1. Terry Furlong wants to know if there's a subscription for the glucose monitoring. If not, I could get a patch from the NHS for free. Yeah, there's an app that goes with it, and then like they pair you with a dietitian. I don't know, like I don't know which. I have to like look through and figure out which services are add-on. I think there's multiple kind of like add-ons that you can buy. So like if I look at the numbers, I'll be able to see a graph is what I anticipate. But like, what does that graph mean? I won't really know. So I'll need the help of their dietitian to help me understand it. So there's that kind of stuff. But I also feel like, you know, like if they want to make this business model work, they got to be something other than like a glucose monitor vendor, you know? So I feel like they got to figure out a way to do a value add on there. So, but like, on the other hand, I'm like, there's not a subscription service for like lactate monitors. You just buy the lactate monitors and the strips. I don't know. So we'll see. All right. Let's get to the next small. This is actually the smallest package. I'm not sure if I can show you guys this. Not because it's like under embargo or whatever, but it's from Stephanie Flippin. She sent out a gift to everyone else that's on the relay team. And so, like, I don't know if this is supposed to be meant to be publicly shared. But I'll open it, and then if I feel like I can share it, I'll share it with you guys. Oh yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I can show you guys this. Okay. Oh, okay. I think I can. She made me a nice little card. Well, not me. She made a card, and she has a note in here. And it said she had these made for her athletes and want to share them with the relay team. And she says, it's great to connect with you via relay and hope to meet up sometime this year. Wishing you all the best in your upcoming season. Warmly, Stephanie. And so there's two things in here. One is a sticker. Let's flip and do this. I love it. And the other thing that's in here, I like the pins. Look at how nice this pin is. Nice. You are strong. So cool. Thanks, Stephanie. If you're watching today, thank you for sending this gift. That's very thoughtful. Very lovely. Leona says, like, now we really want to see it. So here's the thing. I know that Stephanie is changing sponsors. I don't think she's announced who her new sponsor is going to be. And so I was worried that it might be a tip of the hat. And I didn't want to show you guys something before she made an announcement. So I don't think that there's anything in there. Because if this card, too, is from with her old sponsor. With the Hoka on it. So, yeah. So there's that. So I think she said that she's going to be announcing it soon. And I'm really curious. I have some ideas, but I would be curious to see where she goes. Shannon says, "Cool. I hope we didn't embarrass you with the planted runner yesterday." No, you guys were great. I think that she enjoyed it, and I had a good time too. But I didn't want to point it out because I didn't know if she would think that'd be not a great number or not. But you guys were giving me a hard time that I didn't make it past the blurbs page. But I did. I still have the book here, and I did make it past the blurbs page. I'll show you where my bookmark is. Here's my bookmark, right here in the book. I use my baggage claim ticket. I'm on page 36 of the book. So I made it 36 pages through this book so far. So I'm working on it. For a reference, I've had Ryan Van Duser's book for like 3 times as long. I think I'm on page 8 of his book. But I did read like the intro. So I don't know. I'm more than twice as far into her book than I am Ryan's. It's just I can't like paper books. Maybe I'll try to read the PDF that her publisher sent. But like yeah, I'm so bad at reading. I'm trying to model good behavior. That's why I've also bought the book. The book is called The Planted Runner. We had Claire Bartholic on yesterday. She's a coach, podcaster, and now author. And she talks about like it's kind of like a survey of running. I think it'd be great for someone who is curious about plant-based life, but also somewhat newish to running. I think that's where like this book would be really good. It does talk a lot about strength training, and I'm like, I should probably double read those sections. But yeah, so this is the book, and I'm trying to model good behavior with my kids, and that's why I've been like not hesitating to buy books. And so I'll be like, all right, guys, should we do some reading? And so we'll like put on some music. We'll all kind of sit around on the couch, or we have this like loft area upstairs where like in theory we're supposed to be spending family time, but it's just a room that kind of sits empty most of the time. But as soon as we all sit, like we get distracted, I fall asleep, and it's just not great. Not great for productivity, but it's not a critique of the book. It's just that I Sleep. I've just fallen asleep. Kenneth says, get an app to read the PDF to you while on a run. Does that have people had good experience with that? Here's the ironic part about that. You know what voice I would love to have read me the PDF of this book while I'm on a run? Claire Bartholik's voice. She has like, I feel like her voice sounds like you know when you watch like a TikTok and like it's been like voice to texted, you know? That's what like her voice sounds like. Not the Siri voice, but like the TikTok or the Instagram like voice to text voice, voice to text, text to voice voice. That's what her voice kind of reminds me of. And I feel like that'd be perfect. That's why I was like, I wish there was an audio version. All right, Chris Dyke wants to know, if I can only add one New Balance shoe to your already full rotation, which one are you going with? I think I have them all. Because I have the Rebel 3, I feel like is a really good shoe. I think that might be the best shoe in their lineup right now. Rebel 3. Like kind of like for what it does, it's that excellent. But of a New Balance shoe that I don't, because I have the New Balance, I have the Rebel, I have the More version 4, I've got the SC Elite, I got the SC Trainer. The one shoe that I could add if I don't already have would probably be the Hierro. That's a shoe I've been meaning to try for years. I just never get to it. I don't know why. I don't know. Adam says, this is an awesome idea. Trying to have like family modeling the reading time, doing family reading time. He says, my kids have deer. Drop everything and read time at school. If I can only get them to meditate with me. Oh, see, if we had meditate time, I would fall asleep. Here's one thing that we do. I do with my my younger daughter. My older daughter is like me. My younger daughter is like my wife. My younger daughter has an alarm that she sets for like a good 20 to 30 minutes earlier than a kid needs to get ready for school. She just wants to be up, kind of like me. So basically, I'll start walking over to her room to make sure she's up in the morning, and she hears my footsteps, and she'll be like, "Dad, I'm already up." I'm like, "Good." The baby, when it's time to wake her up for school, I gotta like shake her. I gotta like kind of like get her awake. And lately, the past couple of days, one of the things we've been doing, it's like, oh, it's morning stretch time, and she'll still be in bed, and her eyes will like be closed, and I'll be like, all right, let's see who can stretch their arms better, and we'll just stretch, and then she likes to just get all funky with it, and like, all right, time to stretch our hips, let's roll our neck, and like, and then like, let's stretch our legs to get a nice stretch, and she gets excited about that, so we do a little bit of a morning stretch together. Meditation, though, I don't think we could do. They've tried to teach me yoga before. It didn't go very well. All right, let's keep moving on because there's a lot of packages here. Next package is from Atreyu. You could see there's is it a bug? Do we know that? Is it a bug on the logo for Atreyu? I never really could understand what that was. I should probably ask Michael. But this is a pair of, I forget what they're called. It's not the base model. I think that basically what it is, does it say on here what it is? There's a new model for Atreyu. I think it's for sale right now. Oh boy. Hold on. All right. Sorry. My phone started ringing and my MacBook picked it up and all of a sudden my screen went weird. All right. So yeah, it's called the Daily Trainer. That's right. Shoe in with Cody. I was like, Michael emailed me and he's like, hey, we'd love to send you the new shoe. It's a Daily Trainer. Are you interested? And I'm like, I'm absolutely interested. And I'm like, wait, is it called the Daily Trainer? He's like, as a matter of fact, it is. So I think this is exactly what I'm looking for from Atreyu. The upper is a little bit different. The upper looks a little bit more muted, a little bit more like standard kind of like mesh rather than some of the more space agey stuff that they've been using. But similar silhouette. It's probably the same last, but it looks like there's a little bit more stack height to it than the base model. And it's got like something that looks very similar to the outsole from the Trail. So I guess this is their fourth model. So I'm pretty excited about this. I think this is one that I'm going to enjoy more than the base model, since the base model was a little bit on the too close to the ground side for me. So excited to do some testing on this one. Calvin says it's the Atreyu Elliott. That's funny. Davin says they look like Vans. Oh, I didn't get that, but I could see it. JC says it looks like a lifestyle shoe. I think that it will be comfortable for walking around. I did use the trail model for a lot of casual wear, and the base model too. So a lot of multiple uses. Frank says, again, it's surprising that the base model isn't a daily. I think they are right, and it's close to a 5K shoe. I think, yeah. I mean, that's why I never got along with it. It was just not enough. Like, with how squishy their supercritical EVA is, like, it needed a little bit more. Or at least maybe some rubber on the outsole to just kind of like absorb a little bit more impact, so. Shuin says, the daily trainer was a big surprise for me. I think it's a hit for them. Base model was meh. All right. Well, now I'm super excited, man. Sounds good. All right. We got 3 more packages in here. We'll do this one next. This one is from Brooks, Trail Magic. They sent me an email too. Well, number one, look at this. The mailer is 100% compostable. I don't compost, unfortunately. We've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about getting one of those barrels, and then you just rotate it every once in a while. Anyone have any experience with that? Because I feel like I have a backyard. I have a space for it. I don't know where I put all the composted like soil that comes out of it, but I'd feel nice to be able to do some composting. But so they sent me this package, and they sent me an email. They said they did give me a heads up saying that there's some snacks in here, I think, that has nuts. So they were like, just a heads up. So I thought that was a really nice warning. But let's see what we got in here. There's a couple of things. All right. Look at this. Trail Magic. That says magic leaves no trace. Oh, there's a lot of words here. It says, congratulations on really recently finishing California International Marathon. No small accomplishment. As a member of the trail community, you're probably familiar with Trail Magic, those helpful surprises left by other trail lovers. We fill this compostable mailer with things that remind us of the best kind of trail magic, the kind that doesn't leave a trace, except maybe tread marks from your new Catamount 2s, our fastest trail shoe yet. The Catamount 2s feature our Skyvault propulsion plate for increased uphill efficiency, so you can level vert, let distance eat your dust, and reach the summit sooner. And when you pair it with our High Point collection, you'll be fully equipped to tackle any peaks on your horizon. We hope this Trail Magic kit inspires you to pass along some leave no trace treats like the ones in this compostable mailer, and share it with your friends on social. Tag us at Brooks Running. See you back on the trail soon. Nice. And they give you some examples of Trail Magic. It could be host a trail meet, encourage fellow trail runners, pick up trash, volunteer for ACT, PCT. Send a supportive video message, or share a trail snack. I've shared trail snacks before with other people. So this is it. Brooks Catamount 2. Very excited for this. I enjoyed the Catamount 1 quite a bit. And this looks like, I think maybe the 4-foot lug. I think all the lugs are a little bit deeper. I think there's just a little bit more on this, which I think is a nice change. Feels like it might be a little heavier, but a lot more protection. I feel like it's better on the toe cap and around the ankle, the way that this foam flares up. Nice for people that are accidentally kicking stuff, like me. And then, what else is in here? We got some snacks. Sun and Swell. Is that what that says? Yeah, Sun and Swell. Date and Cashew Energy Bites. Apple pie. I think that was the snack. And then we've got, this jacket looks nice. Scuba hood. I love it on the jacket. It's a pretty thin jacket. Definitely not a winter jacket, but it looks like a nice wind layer. High Point waterproof jacket. Nice. It's got some ventilation on the front side. And are there pockets on it or no? No pockets. It's got a Brooks logo on the sleeve. Let me unzip it real quick. Maybe there's one on the interior. Oh, it's got this thing, that little button on the chest. You ever see those? In case you want to have your jacket on but not have it flap around. Oh, there's 2 buttons. And then look at this. What is this? I'm glad I opened this up. It's got like this like mesh thingy back here. I think, is that supposed to help keep? Oh, okay. Because there's ventilation back here. So I think this is supposed to wick the moisture away from you so that it can get vented out the back. Nice. Does feel like be really good waterproof layer, but not that heavy. I think this is one of those things that I think like once you get moving in it, it'll be a lot warmer than you realize. And then shorts. These are long shorts. These feel like they're way too big. It's a size medium though. It's a High Point collection, men's High Point 7-inch 2-in-1 shorts. Side drop-in pockets, and a boxer brief liner. It's got DWR, so it repels water. There's 5 pockets in here for storage. Where are the pockets? Okay, zipper pocket on the back. You got some pockets on the flanks, like on each side of where the zipper pocket back here. And then 2 on, okay, so you got like 2 on each side. Hips, a little bit behind the hips, and then zipper pocket. Nice. Thanks, Brooks. Let's see. Shuin with Cody says, I know Brooks committed to the trails, but also seems like with inflation, they might be changing their commitment. I think they pulled back a contract from a potential trail pro. That's interesting. I think this will be an interesting year. I think there was a lot of shakeups at the end of the year that we're probably still haven't heard of all of them yet. You know, I did see a post from Zane Robertson, the very interesting runner from New Zealand, but living in Kenya, has a brother. Zane, what's his brother's name? I forget. But it looks like Zane Robertson got dropped from ASICS. So I think there's going to be a lot. And I just mentioned about Stephanie. And then Daniela Moreno switched sponsors as well. So lots of stuff. Go Running with Iowa says those are Matt Choi size shorts. Mark Peterson says dad shorts. Luke Klein says they're really long and super baggy. I feel like this is the Courtney Dahlwalter influence. You know, not that like 7-inch shorts didn't exist, but she's out there running in like AN1 basketball shorts. You know what I mean? I don't think that they're AN1 basketball shorts, but I think if she did, that would be pretty awesome. But they are like, I think they might be basketball shorts, like the shorts she runs in. And I feel like that's where like it's she has an impact on the sport. She's changing the fashions. Is baggy going to come back for running? Was baggy ever here for running? I think it's coming here now, though. I think we're getting it. Sean Devlin says it's a run skirt. Maybe. I'm gonna rock it. I'm gonna see. Adam is like, just bring back the 2-inch split. Yeah. Shuin says Danny and Camille, big ultra pros, still haven't released their brands. Yeah. And Shuin says Danny left Hoka and Rabbit. See, that's why I think that like the reason. So with Danny leaving Hoka and Rabbit, I think that she has a sponsor that has both shoes and apparel, which is pretty much everyone. But like I don't know. My hunch is Adidas. She hasn't announced it yet, right? I don't know Daniela Moreno. I've never met her before. I saw her from afar on the Western States course one year when she was cheering. But like that's the closest I've ever gotten to her. But yeah, I'll be excited to see where she announces. And like, yeah, Camille, that's a big one. Now that's one that doesn't quite make a lot of sense to me, but yeah, we'll see where they end up. I can't wait to see. Calvin says that Courtney is ready to win an ultra and then put out an AN1 mixtape. I bet you she plays basketball. Does anyone know? Does she play basketball? I'm guessing she plays basketball. I bet you she's pretty good. I mean, she could probably play all 4 quarters. No problem, you know? Yeah, Shun says that Danny is running Boston too. I know. That's going to be exciting. Really exciting. Yeah, I know. I don't think it's been announced. Something else that I know about that. But I'll let that announcement come out later. But it'll be exciting to follow her progress as she gets ready for Boston. That's another reason why I think it's Adidas. Because they're like, okay, we want you to run Boston as well. Ricky McLean says, wasn't Camille with Hoka only with Hoka for 1 year? No, I thought it was like 3 or 4 years. I don't know. Wojciech Malkowitz says, any recommendations for shoes after a broken foot injury? I don't know. I'm going to not touch that question because I'm not a medical service provider. And I think it could depend on, there's so many bones in the foot. I think it could depend on your foot. I would ask your doctor or more likely your PT because your surgeon ain't going to give you the time of day, probably. But I would say check with your PT and see what they think. Timothy Wright says, Hoka uses kits made from material from rabbit, so that's probably why she left both, but I think Camille will join Adidas. I have a feeling they're all going there. That's my gut. Because I think that Adidas has been making really big investments in that space, especially in their women athletes. They've seen success in that space, and I think they've got the money for it. I don't know. Jam and Blackbird says, what would you change for the next Metaspeed Sky or Edge? For the Metaspeed Sky, I would change mainly the upper. Because that upper, it's not soft. It's scratchy. It's like burlap. I think I called it burlappy in the video. And so like I would like that. And I think the curl over from like pinky toe to big toe is too aggressive. It just needs a little bit more space in there. Push it out. So instead of being so curled, push it out so that there's a little bit more volume on like toes 4 and 5. And then make sure that there's a little bit more foam under there as well. That's like the main change I would do. Just more foam, more foam. If you can soften up that FF Turbo just a little bit, add me another couple millimeters, give me a little bit more room on toes 4 and 5. That's what I would do. Says, honestly, I lost interest when Camille said she was changing sponsors and then didn't tell us. Yeah, that's super annoying, I think, too, because it's like, can you make the 2 announcements at the same time? But I think I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. And so I think what they're trying to do, and I'm not sure that maybe they're not. Maybe I'm giving them more credit than what they're trying to do. But I got the impression that for a lot of these athletes, they knew that Hoka wasn't going to renew their contracts or they weren't going to be able to come to an agreement with Hoka. I don't want to say I don't know anything about the negotiations or whatever. So it's like, I'm not going to say that one party is dropping the other. But I think they wanted to say like, look, this relationship isn't going to continue. And I want to say thanks without saying like, and here I'm going to the next one, maybe. But I also feel like you could do that by posting another post like 2 days from then. But I also think that some of these deals aren't finalized yet. That's my gut. And that also makes me nervous because I'm like, oh, okay, I see. This sounds like a Nike move where like they're like, yeah, go ahead and announce that you're leaving your prior sponsor. And now that you're now no longer signed with anybody, oh, we'll take care of you. We'll get that agreement over to you and dangle it for a little while and be like, oh, wait, you haven't had a sponsor for 3 months. We're going to lowball you an offer. I feel like that's like a Nike move. I hope that's not what's happening. But, I guess you don't ever know. Stevie76 wants to know who is next Thursday's guest. Next Thursday's guest, I'm super excited about. She's actually she was like the first person I asked after Robbie. So the order of people that I asked, but like scheduling wise, it works in a different way. But the people that I asked, number 2, first was Robbie. Then it was next week's guest, Philly Bowden. I don't know if you're following her on YouTube. I've been following her for, I think, a while now. And I just love her energy, love her videos. I was hoping to get her when she's out in Flagstaff. I think she's still out there right now because she signed with a training group in Manchester, which apparently is like 300 miles from London, 200 miles from, I don't know. And so she had to move. She quit her day job and she's now going like pro runner, all in. Pro runner / YouTuber, I guess. And so her training group is out in Flagstaff. I was hoping to get her while she's in Flagstaff on the show, but I think the scheduling wouldn't work out. And so we're going to do it. I think she'll be, I don't know when she exactly returns, but next Thursday she'll be back in England. So that she'll be on the guest next time. T-Town Van wants to know what's my next race. Tokyo. So that's what coming up in, I don't know, like 4 weeks or something like that. Really, really soon. Anderson says, ran 360 miles. I want to say Anderson because there's a note afterwards. But Anderson ran 360 miles in my GT 2000 ASICs. Got like 300 more to do before London in April. Do I need to buy new shoes before then? Also, are GT 2000 good enough for a marathon? The GT 2000 is I think one of the high, I think it's like the medium stability shoe from ASICS. I think it goes GT 1000, GT 2000, then Gel Cayano. Right? I think that's the lineup. I'm not as familiar with the stability shoes. But in my mind, 360 miles in those shoes, I would start to look to replace those. Maybe the GT 2000 lasts a lot longer. It probably lasts a lot longer than like a regular daily trainer, a neutral shoe. But I would be worried that like, you know, you're getting closer and closer to your marathon. I wouldn't want you to get, you know, an overuse type of injury because you're running on a shoe that's starting to die out. So I would say, get another pair, start phasing it in. If you run in the new pair and you're like, oh, this is way different, like you'll know like right away. Be like, oh, this is a newer pair, feels better. Or you might be like, oh yeah, completely different experience. I got to get rid of those old ones. You'll kind of figure it out that way. And that way you'll have like a relatively new pair because then you can kind of switch back and forth between the two. So you can have a relatively new pair for the marathon in April. And I think that if you're enjoying training in that shoe and you need the stability, then I think that's a great choice for you to take for the marathon. So like not everyone needs to run in a carbon plated racer. If you're looking for a more stable kind of like carbon plated racer, there's options that are out there as well, but there aren't like stability shoe racers necessarily. So like if you like your stability shoe and want to race in it, I think there's nothing wrong with it. I think that's going to be a great choice for you. Shun and Cody knows a lot more about the Ultra Space than I do. Says there's only one spot for a North American team for Adidas. Oh, is there really? And Camille says she's going to go with a brand that's not big in the ultra sport. Oh, that's really interesting. She's not going to go. Would she go back? Would Nike fit into that? Not big in the ultra sport. Nike's pretty big in ultra sport, right? What if she was like, I'm going back with the OG ultra shoes. I'm getting some Rockports. That'd be kind of wild. I don't think that's going to happen, but all right. I'm way behind you guys in the chat. Let me get to the next package though. Here's one that I think is going to be real fun. This is one from one of you guys. We talked about the Peg Turbos the other day. And I was like, I need a pair of Peg Turbos because they're gaining like Clifton 1 status. Where like anytime someone likes a shoe, they're like, I don't know, but it is as good as a Peg Turbo. Reminds me of the Peg Turbo. It's real nice. You know, people used to talk about that with the Clifton one. And so I was like, you know what? I got to find a pair of Peg Turbos. And they're really hard to find in my size. And then I got a message from Mark Peterson. He says, I got a pair, 100 miles on them. I'm not using them. They're just sitting around. You want to buy them? So I said, yes, I do. And so here they are. Peg Turbos. These are Peg Turbo 2s. Look at that. Nice. So now I'll be able to kind of like have a fresher reference. Anytime someone's like, yeah, but is it as good? Like people, like Thomas said, like he liked the Tracksmith Elliott. And he's like, it was like turbo-like. And I'm like, I'm not sure. Do you remember the Turbo? And I was like, have you run in it lately? Now I'll be able to say, yeah, I run in it lately. So this will be like a reference testing shoe. So yeah. So I'm very excited to have one of those. I have as much as like I'm grumpy about a lot of Nike's behavior. Do have a lot of fond memories of that shoe. So, Carrie Smith has to review them. Review a shoe with 100 miles already on it in them, and that are a couple of years old. I don't know. I think I'll just have them hold on for a while. Luke Lane says, "Ooh, what are those? They are Peg Turbo 2s. I didn't have it in this color, so this is nice. It's new to me." Sent Nomad said, "Looking forward to a retro review. Should I do that? Should I try to find really old running shoes? You can find them like on eBay, And when I did the Nimbus 25, I did a search for Nimbus 15, and a pair showed up. A used pair popped up as being sold on Amazon. Like, should I get stuff like that? The thing is, it's like, if the shoe is not great, how do you know if it's because the shoe wasn't great to begin with, or that's just what it was in different preferences for a different time, or did they just not take care of the shoe well for the last 10 years? You know what I mean? No. Eric says, old shoes look like slippers at this point. Amazing. They looked like slippers. The Turbo looked like slippers before, though, too. I remember, I showed up for a long run with my running buddy one day in the Turbos, and he's like, "You're going to wear that for this 20-miler?" And I was like, "It's going to work. Trust me." And I did. And Morgan Bainham says, "Turbos were great until they failed. All 3 of my pairs split at the foam seam." See, that's why I think they stopped making them. Everyone's like, oh, they were too good. People didn't want to buy any other Nikes because they just use the Turbo for everything. And I'm like, maybe plausible, but I'm guessing the foam thing was a problem. That's my guess. Mark Peterson says, "Hope you enjoy them." Well, thanks, Mark. Thanks for sending them. And Scott says, "Why review shoes we can't buy?" I think it'd be more of the nostalgia play, It's just go for another run in them. Not to do a full comprehensive review, just be it would remind me of, I don't know if you guys watch Mr. Mobile on YouTube. He does phone and technology reviews. And he had a long-running segment called When Phones Were Fun. And he would review old flip phones, like the Motorola StarTAC, T-Mobile Sidekick and stuff like that. I think a lot of Motorola stuff, because Motorola got funky for a while, like the Motorola Juke. You guys ever have that? I never had that. That was a weird phone. So I feel like that could be fun, maybe. Kevin Brown says, "Any thoughts on the EvoRide Speed?" So it's out now, but can't find much info about it. I'll answer this, and someone had a question about the Trabuco Max. I don't know anything about the EvoRide Speed. Was it you, Kevin, yesterday or the day before? Someone asked me in a comment or somewhere about it. I'm like, I don't know. I didn't even heard about it. I don't know what that is. I'm surprised that there's any ride shoes left. I thought they were killing the whole series. And then also the Trabuco Max 2. I'm probably going to review that one. And then if you guys listen to Believe in the Run talk about it, they all tested it out for their trail event, and they really liked it. So I ran in the Fuji Light 2 last year, and it was really good. I was thinking about getting the Trabuco Max 1, but I'm like, that thing just looks so heavy and clunky, and it had a weird lace garage, and it was all just it looked so goofy. This year, they've taken out all the goofy, and now it's FF Blast Plus. So I'm like, all right, send it. I don't know. They didn't send me one, but I just heard from ASICS they're sending me a package, so maybe it'll be in there. I don't know. But the EvoRide Speed, I'll take a look. I'll go look it up. Lou says, come to Mexico. They sell 4-year-old shoes like new. Maybe that's the play. Here's what we'll do. We'll have a Cozy Run Club San Diego. Maybe I'll come down. When's the Carlsbad 5000? I was just thinking about that race the other day. Go down for the Carlsbad 5000. We'll do a little shakeout run, do a Cozy Run Club along the beach, run the race, and then hop over the border to TJ, go get a whole bunch of 4-year-old shoes, and then come back. that could be a pretty fun adventure. I think that'd be fun. Calvin says, shoe time capsule. Maybe save your shoe of the year each year to revisit a few years down the line. Oh, I like the optimism there. To presume that I'll be around for years and still be relevant in years. I don't know. I just feel like, yeah. Because I saw the story today on the news this morning they're auctioning off like an original iPhone still in the plastic wrap, and they're expecting it to go for $50,000 at auction. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. If you had one of those, I feel like now's a pretty good time. Sell it. But that person probably like, they explained the story. They were like, she got one as a gift and she bought another one and then she forgot about it, kind of thing. Like, I don't know. Just seems like I am keeping the shoes now. I've got like boxes and boxes of old shoes. So eventually what I'd like to do is build a set and get some bookshelves so I can put all the shoes in the background. So like this will become like just the shoe review set. And then the live stream set will be like all the old shoes. So I can like pull things off the shelf too if I need to. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm not sure if I'll get there. I don't like decorating and stuff. I like simplicity. But we'll try it. Because it is nice to kind of have these old shoes to reference every once in a while, but I'm like, is it worth all of the storage? I don't know. Go Running with Daughter wants to know if I have a pair of Jordans. I do not. I've never tried on Jordans before. I grew up a Knicks fan, so like I don't do anything Jordan. Even though I lived in Chicago a long time, but I grew up watching the Knicks. Now, there were lots of kids in New Jersey that grew up where I grew up that had Jordans and wore Jordans and like, all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I had a John Stockton poster in my bedroom in high school. So like, I don't have Jordans. I'm not gonna. I haven't tried them before ever, and I don't have any plans. All right, let's do. I got one more package. We'll do that, and we'll gotta get going for today. It is a New Balance box, and so it kind of relates to that question someone asked earlier. If I have one more New Balance to add to the rotation, what would it be? One shoe that I didn't mention in that list is another one that I have here. At least that's what I think this is. I'd ordered it a long time ago and I forgot about it. Yeah. Ed, what's going on, Ed? Ed says, put the shoes on a conveyor belt. That'd be fun. Like at a sushi shop, like the sushi where it comes around. If I had like a track and you could see it like go around behind me and then come in front of me every once in a while, that'd be hilarious. All right. Adam Fierce is a Ewing fan. JC said Knicks and Walt Frazier was my hero. Yeah. New Glenn says John Starks, Allen Houston, and Patrick Ewing. That was a fun team. Ed Bud is a Jordan 4 all the way. Maybe the 3s and the 11 too. Yeah, I don't even know the numbers all that well. If I were to guess, I think of the Jordans, I mean the version ones I think are the best ones. But like I also like 3. Visually, I feel like it's a good looking shoe. I can't envision what 4 or 11 is. Is 11 the one that he wore to the Olympics? Or is that 9? I don't know. Chris said, I never heard of. Oh yeah, John Stockton. I said John Stockton. I meant John Starks. Sorry, not John Stockton. That guy ended up being super crazy. He got kicked out of basketball games and stuff. Like later on, like during COVID or whatever, he got weird. Not John Stockton. He was a great passer though. Super short shorts. I bet you when he goes running, he runs into edge splits though. All right. Last pair of shoes. Yeah, let's see. Oh yeah. Here we go. Check it out. It is the Super Comp Pacer. I could have got the old color, like the first color, at like almost 50% off. But I was like, this all white or mostly white looks great. And so I decided to play full price and get the new color. So this is what I've been waiting on for a little while. It's got the energy arc, it's got fuel cell, and Emily Sisson doesn't run in this, but she also doesn't run in the SC Elite 3 either. At least my understanding is for Chicago, she ran in a modified Super Comp Pacer. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll try it for some. Maybe I'm gonna do a little Yasso 800. Do some 800s at this. See how that feels. I feel like that's the right workout for trying something like this. So we'll see. So that's it for the packages today, guys. Oh, there's a lot of stuff to clean up now. Travis McCullough says John Starks is from Tulsa. I didn't know he's from Oklahoma. That's cool. Edbud says my green ones got trashed on a long run and they were never the same after. Oh, really? Maybe that material picks up a little bit of dirt easy. Calvin says they look like they would do great on a track. Yeah, I feel like if I were to do an indoor race, this would be a choice, I think. So ultimately what I would like to try comparing is like the SC Pacer, the Takumi Sen, and the Streak Fly. I have a feeling I'm gonna like I just like the Takumi Sen so much. It's also the tallest of the three, I believe, but I'd like to try to do a three-way comparison. Shuan says, I feel like you gotta try Jordan 1s, man. They are classics. I don't know. Like maybe I'll do dunks at one time, but like, or maybe like because the Blazers aren't really the same, but like maybe I'll do some dunks. And I feel like that's kind of close. I don't know. Yeah, Stevie 76 says, I need an intern to clean the studio. Yeah, it's a mess down here. I need a sweep as well. There's just because I bring the dirty shoes down in here, and then they get on the table, and then I just kind of brush off all the shoe crumbs, and that's just all on the floor. So it's a mess. I need some organization. I need to spend some time down here, but I've been traveling a lot. But I won't travel again from now until Tokyo, so maybe that'll be the time. All right. I think that's going to be it for today, guys. Reminder, no live stream on Monday, but I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Yeah. So have a good weekend. Stay warm out there, guys. The cold is no joke. Even if it's not as cold as anywhere else, don't let anyone shame you into thinking where you are isn't cold. If you're cold, it's cold. Stay warm out there. And yeah, I'll see you guys Tuesday. In the meantime, be safe out there, everybody. Thanks.